Okay, aloha ladies. So we are in the Boss Babe Challenge. We're doing chapters 6 through 9 today, discussing them. I feel like these are good chapters. I like to freshen up on these chapters. The first thing I wanted to talk about was, they talk about presenting the opportunity and also helping new ambassadors get started. And those are two things that I feel like some of you are at that point where you're starting to see the duplication, and all of you are presenting the opportunity. So those are two things that we're going to talk about tonight. So the first thing that I want to talk about is presenting the opportunity in the business and the products. So basically something that I learned later on when sharing Plexus was that I really should have been presenting the opportunity of the business and defaulting on the products. I found it hard to do that, and I still have to talk myself kind of into doing it. But the more my faith, grows with Plexus and my paychecks, the easier it is for me to share with the opportunity and not the products first. And the reason being is because our opportunity matches our products. Our products are amazing, and so is our opportunity. I know we talked a little bit about this last week, but it's true. So really what I want everybody to try to start doing is leading with the business side, defaulting on the products. Like I said, I wish I would have done this sooner. So it's a simple thing. When somebody says, can I have some more information? You say, sure, let me send you some product information, and maybe can I get your email? I have a great slideshow you can take a look at. And if you guys don't have that slideshow that we originally created, let me know, and I will email it to you, and then you could put in your own story and your own picture and kind of switch it up so you're added in there. But really, it's worth it to start with a business, because most people, everybody loves money. Even if they already have money, people like more money. It's just something, it's money. Everybody loves it. So, and if they say, oh, they're not a salesperson, oh, they're too busy. I love busy people, and I love people that aren't salespeople, because those are my top leaders usually. I have no experience in selling anything like we talked about last week. So just goes to show it can be done. So leading with the business and defaulting on the products. If you don't have that slideshow, let me know and I'll email it to you. And then the other thing that I want to talk about was just really plugging in. Something that he talks about is just really plugging in to what's already being offered by your team and your upline, and duplicating that. So like right now we have this challenge. So plugging yourself in and being active in this challenge is important, because you're going to grow from it. So this is 90 days to grow your business. Like we did, where you want to be as far as ranks go at the end of this, and everyone posted. I love that. These are obtainable goals. What I tell myself every day is I will be Ruby by the end of the month. I will be making $10,000, a month in the next 3 months. It's the power of positive thinking and the suggestion of positive thinking that then becomes reality. So I want you guys to all start doing that. It's not maybe I'll be gold. No, you will be gold, and you can do what you need to do to get there, but tell yourself that you see it, feel it, touch it type of thing. But plugging yourself into all of these things that have been laid down for you, like this, and also the 10-day startup. It may seem a bit overwhelming. Just do your best to keep up. And it's worth it because it's being laid out for you, So Steph and Amy have put together the 10-day startup, which I think is great. And like for me personally, I've fallen behind in the last couple of days just because I've been traveling, but I intend to catch up. But duplication is key, and you have the opportunity to duplicate really easily right now because all these things are on the table. With that being said, I want to make sure you guys saw that we have a business opportunity call on Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Everybody's allowed to invite two dream teamers. So I'll just mention that now. Mark it on your calendar. Start thinking about who you can invite that would be interested in the business or that you think would be great at the business. If you want help formulating a message to them, let me know and I can help you. Another thing that he talks about is basically your story. You want to keep raising curiosity. Sarah mentioned it a few minutes ago about consistency and posting, and it's so true. Just keep staying consistent with your posting, and it pans out. But you also want to create curiosity when you're talking to them. Ending every single sentence with a question, and kind of thinking about your story and why you started Plexus and what you're loving about Plexus. And that's something we'll talk about more at the end of the call. But just really leading the conversation with confidence. People can tell if you're not confident, and people can tell if you don't have faith in the products, and people can tell if you're shy, gun shy. So fake it till you make it, ladies. I mean, I am faking it till I make it every single day on certain things. Right now, I may be faking it till I make it. Just saying. But no, really, we all do things. We fake it till we make it. We do it scared. Just do it and be confident about it. You don't have to know everything to start this business and to get this business going, because I certainly don't. I have so much to learn. But I'm confident in the fact that Plexus pays me well. I'm confident in the fact that Plexus works. So with that being said, I'm confident when I'm talking to my prospects. There's nothing to sway me on that. And so if you're having any type of doubts, or you're not 100% sure about something, really look at that and work that out, because it's going to be important. People can feel that, and they want to roll with somebody who's strong, and be that person for them, and your business will grow. Even if you're not now, you can be that person, I promise you. I've seen lots of things like that happen within our team, and it's been amazing to watch. Sorry, guys, I totally have notes today because that's where my brain's at. So that brings me to follow-up. When he was talking about follow-up, the thing is, it's like everything else. Like here in Hawaii, nobody shows up for jobs because the waves look nice, or, it's too hot, or whatever it is. And I think that's in most areas. People suck. People are flaky. They don't do what they don't do what they say they're going to do, like 90% of the time. That's our reality. So do what you say you're going to do. So if you say you're going to send them information, and then follow up with them, you'll stand out in their minds because you're doing what you're saying you're going to do. That's key. And, 90% of this is following up. It takes sometimes 8 exposures for somebody to say yes and commit to it. But if you're doing your job and you're following up and you're keeping the conversation flowing, it will work out. And there's also a really great book. I'll post in the comments when we're done, but it's called How to Follow Up, and it's written by an author named Keith, and it's great. One thing when you're following up, don't ever ask, what did you think? That's like the worst question, right? What did you think? It's such an open-ended question for devastation to happen, really. So I always say, what did you like best? Or what did you find the most interesting? And again, question marks at the end of, the sentences to keep the conversation flowing. And, just remembering 7 to 8 exposures usually to get somebody to fully commit. I mean, it's like anything else. Like, okay, somebody wants an Apple Watch. Well, they might check it out a couple times online. They might see a commercial. They might talk to a friend that has one. It's the same thing with Plexus. Very rare is it that I find somebody that I send a message to and they ask for information. I send it and they say, let's sign up. It happens, but occasionally. Most people need to research. They want to research it. So just remember that and keep in mind, like I always say, we have urgency, but they don't have urgency because they don't know what they're missing yet. They don't know the benefits of Plexus yet. So they're not in a hurry like we are. And then, when you're following up, I think that a common mistake that people make, and I see it in our 3 ways sometimes, is that sometimes we're not relating to that person in our follow-up. So the whole conversation from the very beginning needs to be about them. So if I'm reaching out to say Sarah about the business and about the products, I'm saying, hey, Sarah, so I was just thinking about you and your family and how, you're working full-time. Greg's working full-time. I know you're a busy mom. What would it be like if you could supplement your income and maybe drop a few hours, and I'm making the conversation all about Sarah because I truly care about Sarah and her husband and her kids. So if you make the conversation all about them, you're going to have a much positive feedback from somebody. If you're making the conversation about yourself, I started Plexus. I love Plexus. You're not going to get the same feel from them, from your prospects. Make it about them and you'll have much more success. And that's in following up too. So when you're following up, make it about whatever you're asking, what their health goals are maybe, and you're following up about that. Oh, so did you look at the celiac disease? Did you really think about how this could help your, whatever's related to celiac, energy or whatever? So just making it purely about them will change the way that your conversation flows, and it will change them feeling like they're getting spammed up, right? Even if you're friends, I may have made people feel like I'm spamming them up sometimes if I wasn't making my conversation just about them. And so I find that with follow-up, that works really well too. From the very start, if you start the conversation like that and you end the conversation, and then you continue as their health coach to make it just about them. You're selling somebody products, well, then you're checking in with them 3 days later to make sure they know how to take it. You're sending them the video on how, what to expect with Plexus and how to use it. Then you're following up, 4 days later on their dosages. This is a commitment as their health coach, and it is really all about them. So just make it about them. So relating to the person when you're following up, and then also, like I said, you guys, we all have something they need and we know it. So it's just the right way to share it and to get through to them that they need it too. Another thing that it kind of talked about was figuring out if somebody should become an ambassador or a distributor or a customer. And I know everybody does things different. The way I was taught and the way that I choose to run my business is I do not discuss the 3 ways to buy. It's going to take somebody 3 to 6 months to get their gut healthy, right? So if they're on Plexus for 3 to 6 months, I'm going to put them as a wholesale ambassador. They're going to see the benefits from that because they're making 15% off of, anything over $100. And I'm getting their 5 points for those 3 to 6 months, right? So and honestly, it's too much. Like if someone reached out to me and they're like, oh, I have these great products, and I buy it, and I say, yeah, let's roll. And they send me a thing and it's like this big 3 ways to buy, like, shoot me now. Like, I don't have the time or energy for that. That would throw me through the ringer, and then I'd be like, forget it. So I just find it's more simplistic is better for most of us. We're busy, so just keep it simple. If somebody will not commit and I ask, are you committed, to really getting healthy? It will take 3 to 6 months. If they're not committed and I can tell they're super wishy-washy, then I default unpreferred. I pretty much never sell retail. I think I've had customers buy retail twice this whole time from me. The rest is all preferred. And then what I do is if I get a preferred that's not buying 100 PV or more, and that's really important in this topic, is that wholesale is for 100 PV or more. If they're buying under 100 PV, do not sign them as a wholesale ambassador. Why? Because then those are white lines in the back office and they drive me insane. And they'll soon drive you insane too, because it's like, oh, I could be like Emerald right now, but I'm not, because they're only when this person's ordering just a slim or this person ordering just vitamins. If you have that and they're not doing 100 PV, which is basically the triplex or a combo of things, then put them as preferred customers. And then what you'll do is if you'll watch their account, and after I always get confused on time frame. I think it's 3 months. As a preferred customer, after 3 months, they get the same price as an ambassador. So you don't want to leave them sitting there. So if they start as a preferred and they're ordering under 100 PV, or they're 20 away, and you can sell them, something different like the boost or something to their order now, and it would be over 100 PV, convert them. It's the same thing. It's really easy to convert. So if you have preferred, you're a month and a half after they start as preferred. If they're using the triplex, for sure, convert them. And then if they're not, you can always bring up other products for them to try. And then the next thing, that he talked about was basically getting your new distributors or ambassadors started. And I know that a few of you are at that place now where you're having girls that are working, and it's really important to just use what's already there. And I love that, because for me, I have a lot of girls. You guys are all working. That's amazing. But I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I can plug you guys into what's already been laid in front of me. Basically, this is kind of my thing. But basically, all these other things have already been laid out for me from Steph and Amy. So you don't have to reinvent anything. Start the process of duplication with your girls. If you sign one person up that's like, I want to work, okay, she's your girl. Start working with her, get her silver, and then go from there. Help her print out the leaders retreat sheet so that we keep her on track. Plug her into these types of groups. If you have anyone that's working or is interested in the business, start them off by plugging them in. Plug them into the 10-day startup right now. Plug them into this 90-day boss challenge. You can plug them in with me or your upline if it's not me, by doing 3-way chats and Zooms together, private Zooms. If you have girls that are working and they need more attention, that's what we're here to do, is give them more attention, and so just duplicate what you're already doing and that we're doing as a team with them. Kind of show and guide them in the way. I think this 90-day challenge is awesome. I think that Leaders Retreat is a great, because I feel like by Leaders Retreat, I can say every single one of you on the call, I feel like will be gold or surpass that by leaders. And that's exciting to me, because you guys are all putting in the work, So this is, let's see. Sorry, I lost my spot for a second. I'm going to go back to following up. No, I'm not. That's a total lie. It's going to stay on duplication. I'm sorry, you guys. Forgive me. We literally flew home yesterday, and with all the news of Peyton and stuff, I'm just kind of a wreck. But I'm allowed to tell you that because you're my team, and I love you guys, and it's just what it is right now. So I'm trying to my mind's just everywhere. But let's just follow up with the duplication, stay focused on that, plugging your new people into all these things that we have to offer right now. The opportunity call that's coming up on Friday is really exciting. Actually, every one of you on this call, I suggest you invite 2 people that you think could benefit from the business. Just make that your thing. Make that what you're doing Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're doing an opportunity call with 2 people that you love, that you know the income could really help out. I'm going to do that personally too. Been off my game for a couple days. I need to get back in my game. So I'm challenging myself as well to bring 2 people to this opportunity call. I'm going to turn off, I'm going to unmute y'all and let you guys ask questions. And then also, I think that this week, the challenge I think that I want to do is challenge you guys to think about not necessarily your why, but kind of your story with Plexus so far. So what's your story with Plexus? My story with Plexus is that I had migraine syndrome. It went away, and then from that, my family, X, Y, and Z, Adam, Peyton, and Ace, and then the business came into play. So what's your story with Plexus this far? So I'm going to post a graphic. I'm going to have you guys comment on that and just reminding yourself, what's your story, why you love Plexus so much, and that, why you're sharing Plexus, really. What's your story with Plexus? And that's the challenge for the week. And then I just want you guys to continue to do your daily IPAs, income producing activities, following up and reaching out. I think, did we say 20 last week? Is that right? I kind of think it was 20. If it wasn't, then I challenged 20 a day to reach out to. If you don't have 20 people to follow up with as many as you can. Set a timer. And if you guys have time, so say you're sitting around tomorrow, text me or text the group. Text in the group and be like, hey, who wants to greenlight? Hey, who wants to do, who wants to follow up and do reach outs to brand new potentials? I'm going to do it for 15 minutes. Who's in? It's kind of fun, and people, other team members feed off that. It gets everybody like a great team camaraderie going, and I'll participate anytime that I can. But I think that's great. So just keep up with your daily IPAs. Challenge you to reach out to 20 new people, following up with as many as you can. And I don't know if anybody printed off the Leaders Retreat thing, but I think that that's really important to have that sheet printed so it's visual for you wherever you like to work. I didn't have an office space before I really realized this was going to be like a career for me. But then I created one, and I can't tell you, it's just a different mindset. When I sit at this desk, I know this is my job. So typically for me, I wake up in the morning and I work in bed for an hour just from my phone. And then once my son wakes up, he maybe watches cartoons for a few minutes, we come in the living room where I've created an office in the middle of my kitchen and living room. It's not pretty, but it works. And I sit down and I work, and so having a space where you can sit and work I find it was really beneficial for my business. My business grew a lot once I did this little transition. Because you just get in that mindset, I'm sitting here, I've got all of my stuff surrounding me, all of my business stuff, my computer, and so I'm in go mode. Now, some people take it to the next level. They shower, get ready. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so for me, it's not, I don't need that to do this. But a space was important, and I didn't really know that in the beginning. And then when I created it, I was awesome. I think Mallory's, your boyfriend created a space for you, right? And it just, you know, it works out perfect. And then like above me, I have, I should grab it off my wall. My family made a dream board together, and it just kind of is like places we want to go, things that the kids really want. And so they all know, like, when I'm working, that's what we're working towards. And I think that was really cool for my kids to do, because they can kind of understand it. I know some of you have little ones, but my kids at 4 and 11, that was great for them to visualize. This is why mommy's working so hard. So let's just open it up. Does anybody have questions? Maybe? No?
I guess I have one. I have so many people that like I've been talking to for a long time, and they've expressed interest and whatever. And then it gets to a point where like I feel like I'm annoying them.
Yes.
You know, because I like continue to follow up, and it's like, oh, cool. And then, you know, maybe I send them something and they don't respond, and then I'm doing my follow-ups, and I'm like, do I send them another message or do I wait? That's where
it gets
kind of I don't want to feel pushy, you know?
Yeah, it gets kind of sticky, but maybe reevaluate what you're sending them and reevaluate how you're following up. That'd be the first thing I check. And if you're doing everything that you feel is engaging and done properly, then just give them a little bit of time in between, you know, and then go back. And that's why it's so important. I didn't realize this in the beginning. It's so important to have a list, because it gets lost. Like you get, I'm lost right now because I didn't do a good job with my list in the last 2 weeks, and now I'm freaking lost, and I'm like, crap. Because what happens is I have missed opportunity now, you know, if I'm not updating my list. So if they're on your list, you're just going to note right next to them, like put a date next to it to go back and follow up, and just give them a little bit of space. But that's why it's so important to not stop reaching out to new people every single day, because you're literally, like we talked about last week, you're always going to have like 10 or 15 people that are kind of interested and they say they want to do it, but that doesn't mean they're going to sign today or tomorrow. So it's like, that's why it's so important to keep sending messages every single day, and adding people to your media and your friends list. That's another thing that I now do everywhere. Like everywhere we go, basically, my husband and I are now starting to add people to our media and our friends list.
Great. Now, Amber, I know you take a heavy social media stance with your business. In terms of doing sip and sees, have you done anything like that?
So I just did the first one with an ambassador when I was back in California. And it was great. So she did a great job, though. She had already prepped people basically with giving them information about Plexus. She had a couple people that were preferred customers. I showed up. We signed 4 people that night, which was amazing. I mean, it made her go so.
Did she send the information to them like via Facebook, or did she get their emails and then send out like a pre-made information thing she'd made kind of thing, or just videos and stuff?
For her, it was family and close friends. So it was via text and personal contact. And then they really felt like they needed me to like give them all the knowledge, which they didn't need me at all. She could have totally done it.
It's just a confidence thing.
It's a confidence thing. She did not need me at all, but that was fine. It was a great get together. And she ended up signing 4 people from it. But like I said, she was prepared. She had people that had already started on the products as preferred. She'd been reaching out to the others via, you know, I think it was mostly text and messenger. And so they kind of knew what was coming. They were just, in their eyes, kind of waiting for me, who have been using it for a long time, to kind of like reassure them on everything. I do think they're successful. I think there's a pediatric doctor that's in our group that double ranked Senior Ruby and Ruby about 2 months ago now. And the way that she was able to rank up and double rank like that was she did 2 sip and sees a week for like, I forget how long, maybe a month. And she was able to rank up that high. So I just think it depends on your interaction. Like for me in Hawaii, I don't really know anybody here. Not that that's an excuse, but I don't have one person on our team from Hawaii. Not one. They're all from all around the world. So I think, like one that I'm about to sign up, I met her in Vegas. You know, like I made contacts with everybody that I could in Vegas on convention. And I have a couple girls that are supposed to sign up. One was like I played the table with. The other one was the hairdresser. But anyways, yeah, I think it just depends. Like if you have a good amount of people around, that you think will show up to a sip and see, then yeah, they're super beneficial. And I can even come in like via Skype or FaceTime or Zoom or whatever too. I'm always willing to.
Right. No, because I just mean like I'm at a place right now where like financially I couldn't give everybody I give a business card to. Like I've started to give my business cards out. Like I can't give a Slim to everybody that I
and you don't want to. Like,
you know? Like I'd love to, but it's not realistic. So I'm thinking maybe like when I hand out business cards, like I should be getting, if I can strike up more of a conversation, like get a contact with them so that when I plan these events, I can send out like an event for them to try the products too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you really don't want to give business cards out. So you really want to have them put their contact in your phone when you're talking to them. Or you take your business card and you write their name on it. You really don't want to give them out.
Okay. What about like leaving them like with a tip, like at a restaurant?
Yeah. I love that idea. I know Amanda does that too, and that's a super cool idea for those like super cold markets. I would say cold markets, that's okay. But cold market, I've been putting them in my phone, and then I'm screenshotting them on when they put their contact in, and that's out good for me so far. So I'm gonna have to jet. It's Ace's birthday, and so we're gonna go to the beach, I think. But let me know if you guys have any more questions. And it was a good week. So I will post the challenge, which is to like think about, you know, your story and respond to it on the 90-day Boss Babe, and just keep doing IPAs. All right.
All right. Thanks for doing this, Amber.
No problem. Good night, ladies. Bye, Sarah.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye.